Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are
The Amazing Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years and that have been passionately in love for 32. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
And we're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in life and love. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to all of you that love love.
That's right. So today we have another amazing episode for you guys.
Yes.
Today we're going to talk about EIP.
Ooh.
EIP. What is EIP? That's our mantra. Many you guys have heard us say it before. In the past episode, we kind of touched on it.
Yes.
But on this episode, we're going to go into it a little more and how EIP, which stands for Everything is Perfect, how that perspective can benefit you in your relationship and dating and just life in general.
Yes.
And so I'm excited about talking about that one. But before we jump into the main topic, we're going to answer some questions from a listener that sent it in. Each week, we're going to answer these questions. If you guys have any questions you want us to talk about or answer on our show, send them in to us and we'll love to address them. So this week's question, Melanie, what is it?
This week's question is, this is a good one, Anthony. The question says, I'm worried that my inability to get over my boyfriend's female friend will ruin my relationship. What should I do? Ooh, that's a good one.
That's good. That's actually really common.
It is very common. We've come across this a lot.
Yeah.
So what do you say she should do?
Okay, in that situation, it's usually like, okay, you have the guy's dating someone that he has a good friend that's
Yes.
always been there for him.
Yeah.
And then the woman that he's dating now is almost like the third wheel sometimes.
Yeah.
And that can cause some conflict. And for women, they tend to, men too, but in this case, when a woman comes in, she wants to feel like her man is putting her first.
Yes.
And she's the main woman in his life.
Yes.
But if he has another friend, a close friend that's a female, then it doesn't always play out like that.
Yeah.
So in that situation, what I would start with, first of all, the first step is to communicate how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Even before you communicate how you feel, self-reflect and think, why do I feel like this? Try to understand it on your own first.
Right.
And then once you come up to, get your reasons why you feel like that, then go to your partner and have that conversation. And if that doesn't work, then you move to step 2. Have that conversation again. And kind of just keep it in there and communicate what you need,
Right.
as well as what your partner needs. And why are they having a hard time putting you first or letting go of that other person?
Right.
What sayeth you, Melanie?
I'm going to kind of take a different route on it because first of all, sometimes your boyfriend's friends have been their friends for years. They've known this person for years and you're the new person in the relationship. So I think absolutely you want to communicate how you feel. It's absolutely normal to want to be first and number one in your relationship, as you should be. When you have a partner, you're choosing that person to be your person and you have to invest in them. But I would actually try to get to know the female
That's
friends.
true. Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would look at it like this relationship is important to someone that I love, so I need to build a relationship. And I think a lot of times women go into it when the guy has a female friend worried that there's something between them or that she wants him or that they've had something in the past. And we can't control any of that stuff. So build a relationship with the girl. And if it doesn't work out, you can't build a relationship, you don't like the person, then you're just going to have to negotiate with your person and say, I really need you to put me first. But I would not recommend giving ultimatums and saying, you need to get rid of your friend.
No, that doesn't work.
You just have to, this is where you have to trust your partner. And then it's up to them to make sure that your trust is warranted and that they accept your guidelines. Right. So you could say something like, I'm cool if you hang out with her once a week and do your thing, but don't hide anything from me. Let me know what's going on. That builds trust, honesty, and communication. So it really is honesty and communication. But coming into a relationship, a new relationship, and asking someone to get rid of their friends, male or female, is never a good idea.
Now, I can understand it if boundaries are being crossed. You know, if the friend is being disrespectful to you, if the friend is hitting on a man or disrespecting outwardly, blatantly,
Yeah.
then yeah, it's like, all right. But then that's on my man to be like, yo, you know what? You're my homie, you're my friend, but I have boundaries. And if you can't respect my relationship and my partner, then we may have to reevaluate our friendship
Yes.
or give each other space. And I've been in that situation with friends, and I make sure the female friends that I had in my life, they don't cross those boundaries and they actually form relationships with you. But also then I got to go back to this part. The other person, sometimes you have a partner that's just insecure.
Yeah.
And if you're just insecure, even if the friend isn't crossing lines and boundaries, then that's something where you have to look at yourself.
That's your work.
Because the issue isn't the friendship, the issue is you. And so the next, what will it be? The guy friend next, or, his, relatives next?
His mother?
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
I don't want you talking to your mother because I don't get along with her.
Exactly. So
yeah, you have to manage relationships and try to build them so that you can be part of your person's life. That's the goal. You're integrating two lives together.
That's right. That's perfect segue into the main topic now. EIP.
Okay,
let's get into the main topic.
Let's do it.
Like I said, you guys have heard us say EIP. It's basically a mantra that we live by. We teach all of our clients EIP.
Mm-hmm.
And what EIP is everything is perfect. Now, a lot of people will listen to that and be like, what? That's ridiculous. Everything is not perfect. I don't have the life that I want. I don't have the relationship that I want. I have the whatever it is that I want. So how can everything be perfect?
Yeah.
And what we mean by EIP is not saying that everything that your life is perfect, everything you want, you have. EIP is basically that this is a universe of perfection. There are no accidents. There are no mistakes. And the same way we breathe air, and that air, it affects every molecule in our body, in our DNA. And so we're getting that oxygen from the trees. It's affecting every part of us. We're releasing that carbon dioxide that affects the trees. The trees are connected to the sun that's getting the chlorophyll. It's a perfect system with the way this universe works. There are no accidents. There are no mistakes. And the same way that the universe is a perfect clockwork system, everything in our life that unfolds is perfection. It's there for a reason. It's not an accident. And so people go, you know what, maybe the universe is this perfect clockwork system, but when it's my life, it's different.
Right.
No, we are part of the universe. We create the universe. We're made up of the same thing as the stars: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon. And so it's a perfect clockwork system. The moon, the tide, the sun, and we are a part of that system. So when we say EIP, what we mean is that everything that unfolds in your life is unfolding for your greater good. And the universe plays chess, not checkers. So you may not see it at the time. At the moment, you may be like, this is a horrible thing that's happening.
Yeah.
But really, that thing is not happening to punish you because you're a bad person. It's there to be a catalyst to move you towards something that you're asking for or desiring.
Yeah.
And so a perfect example, I got somewhere to go and I'm in a rush. I go to my car. I got a flat tire. My first instinct, I can't help. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. Damn it, flat tire. But now I'm out of alignment. And if I'm out of alignment, I'm in that negative energy. I'm just going to keep attracting more negativity throughout my day because I'm not accepting what is. I'm being resistant to what is.
Yeah.
Now, whenever we're resistant to what is, it creates energy that pushes against us. And so you don't want that energy to push against you. So when we resist, the key is to go, okay, I don't like what happened, but I accept what happened. I won't resist it. When you do that, you can stay in alignment. So now I got that flat tire. The initial instinct reaction is to get out of alignment, disappointment, frustration, damn it. But then that's letting me know, that emotion is letting me know that I'm out of alignment. And I don't want to live my life out of alignment or my day because I don't want to attract more of what I don't want.
Right.
And so I remind myself, I go, EIP. Everything is perfect. There are no accidents. There are no mistakes. Everything is unfolding for my greater good. The universe plays chess, not checkers. So maybe this flat tire was to slow me down to prevent me from getting into an accident.
Right.
Maybe it was to prevent me from getting a ticket. Whatever it is, I use EIP to get me back in alignment and to have great gratitude and appreciation for the situation, regardless of what it is.
Right.
Now I feel better. Now it's like, okay, I feel better. I'm back in alignment. You know what? I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to go get my baby. We're going to have some coffee together while I change the tire. And we're going to dance, listen to music, make out. And boom, my day is great. And so no matter what it is in life that happens, disappointment, relationship breakups, it's always EIP. That's our belief system. Everything is perfect. And we've learned with our clients, especially with that mindset and that perspective, when you live by that, life is so much easier. Things flow to you so much easier. Life is so much more enjoyable. You get more of what you want and you enjoy the journey much more as well.
Right. The thing that I love about EIP is that it helps you with thought management.
Mm-hmm.
So, the way that we operate as human beings, once we focus on something, we'll keep attracting more and more thoughts that match that first thought. And this is how people get into a negative mindset, or they get into having a cranky attitude or victim energy. Everything's always happening to me, nothing's going right. I actually had this happen last night. A client texted me. She got a bill. She was like, I just thought I was getting in a good place. Then I got this bill and everything's going bad. And I had to remind her, EIP, everything is not going bad. This is just one thing in life. And in life, we are going to be disappointed. Things are not always going to work out exactly the way that we want them to work out. And when that happens, you have two choices. You can sit in it and you can complain and you can tell everyone and you can catastrophize and you could look at everything wrong in your life, or you can go, EIP, everything is perfect. I don't know why this is happening, but there are still good things happening in my life and I'm going to get on the other side of this. I'm going to keep it moving. And so EIP helps interrupt those thoughts and those patterns that you have of always looking at everything from a lack perspective.
Yeah.
And so this is a universe of duality. There's good and bad. There's up and down. There's in and out. There's dark. There's light. Like, it's duality. And we have to experience both. We experience negativity and things we don't like. Those things challenge us. They make us grow. They make us get smarter. They make us innovate. They make us think of new things. Without that, we would just be sitting pretty all the time, happy all the time, and it would mean nothing.
Actually, we'd be bored.
We'd be bored, right?
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as complete happiness all of the time. Happiness would not be a thing if we did not have unhappiness.
Yeah.
And so life is always going to throw challenges our way, and it's really about how you face those challenges, how you react to those challenges. And EIP is a mantra that you can use to calm yourself down. So we kind of look at it like it's the imperfection, it's the perfection of imperfection. We need it. It's important. It's how we grow. Now, one of the things that I know challenges people a lot, they find it really hard to find EIP in loss, right? In someone they love transitioning. Like, what's the perfection in that? But if you look at it, we're part of nature. So it is perfection. Everything in nature lives and dies. It's something we don't get to control. It is the nature of life.
Yeah.
So even in our pain, in our grieving, in our suffering of loss, there is perfection because there's always more coming. There's always more babies. There's more family. Like, it's the cycle of life. And when you can start to look at life like, things are cycling, there are patterns, things are going to be good sometimes they're going to fall apart, and start really asking yourself, how can I grow from the experiences that challenge you? How can I become better? How can I kind of decide what I want from this? Because a lot of times, like you guys, we find 9 out of 10 clients that we meet with, we do this exercise to figure out what they want, like what they want us to help them manifest in coaching. 9 out of 10 times, they cannot tell us what they actually want, but they can tell us for a complete hour what they don't want and what they don't like. And that is because our brains are always in survival and always trying to detect threats. But the thing about that is you can get addicted to just seeing threats, just seeing problems, and not really getting the growth out of the challenges. So EIP helps you to kind of stop that whole thinking process and then ask yourself, like, in this challenge, what would I like it to be instead? How can I focus my energy that way? What steps can I take? What behaviors can I change? to get more of what I want in life. So that's what I love about EIP.
Yeah.
It really helps me when I start going down a rabbit hole of things aren't working out the way I wanted. I got to go, EIP, I'll figure it out.
Because it's very easy to give up or get frustrated, to get depressed.
Yeah.
And then you don't make any moves, And like you said, I think I agree with you. Really hard for a lot of people to grasp EIP when it comes to loss.
Yeah.
And people passing in your life.
It's hard for me sometimes.
Of course.
Yeah.
But, I'd look at it like, okay, I recently, my brother passed away in an accident that he had.
Right.
And my sister was supposed to be with him. They went to ride their scooter at night. And he got cut off and died, was killed. But my sister didn't go at the last minute.
Right.
Or she would have been on the back of that scooter with him. And so she was really upset.
Obviously.
And of course, we all were. We were devastated. But even within that grief, because if I just embraced the grief by itself, it would have destroyed me.
Right.
And the family, I needed to be strong, and the family need to handle business. So I had to go to EIP. And EIP was his time.
Right.
There are no accidents, there are no mistakes. And when it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to go through some unexpected accident or you're going to pass away in your sleep, no matter what it is. When a plane that crashes goes down, when it's your time, it's your time.
Right.
And that's beyond our control. And I explained to my sister, it wasn't your time. It was EIP. That was your destiny. It worked out the way it's supposed to. And so it's easy to grab, to hold on to that for people when it's like easy, simple things. But when it gets a little like heavy, then they, have a little more resistance towards that. But it helps me to get back in alignment, to get into a place of acceptance. That doesn't mean I have to like it.
Right.
But I know if I push against it, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to be worried. I'm going to be stressed. And what's the use of that? I can't do anybody any good. I'm of use to no one if I go in that place. So EIP is great to help you get past tragedy. Or help you to deal with it, I should say.
Yeah, to deal with it.
And then even the situation where, let's take it another direction. As a kid growing up in Brooklyn, I used to, at 6 or 7 years old, I was surrounded by broken relationships, and it really bothered me. And I would sit around, listen to love songs, and I would fantasize about one day growing up and meeting the love of my life. And then we're going to have this amazing love affair. Then we're going to turn around and teach the rest of the world how to love like that. At 6 years old, 7 years old, that was my desire. That was my dream. That was my vision in life. And so what happens? I grow up, I go to college, I meet my college girlfriend, we start a relationship, I learn about relationships through her, the good, the bad, the ugly. She gets pregnant, the twins end up not being mine, I get divorced, the twins are not mine. Now, people would look at that and go, oh my God, that's so horrible. I wish I could have prevented you from going through that. And it's like, no. It was EIP. Because that breakup helped me to start analyzing relationships on a much deeper level and what mistakes I made and how can things be better. And then that led me to meeting you. And then when I met you, that led us into coaching.
Right.
And so that experience from that trauma that seemed devastating at the time actually ended up being one of the greatest gifts that I ever had.
Yeah.
And now, for the last 22 years, that dream that little boy had from Brooklyn, I've been living that dream. But I would not be there if it wasn't for those quote unquote tragedies in my life.
Right.
But at the time, I didn't see it like EIP. It was like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. Will I survive? Because I was playing checkers. But the universe is playing chess. And so I couldn't see the benefits down the road.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older and wiser, everything is EIP for me. EIP, what?
Yeah.
Some things are beyond my control, or this is unfolding for my greater good. I accept it, no resistance, and I move on.
It can be really hard to accept this because we've all been so programmed to feel bad for certain things, right? So that's what creates our emotions. We have a thought and we decide, like, how do I feel about this thought? Like, what have I been taught to feel? And then our brain gives us a chemical cocktail that makes us feel that emotion. So if you, instead of going right to, I feel bad, I'm unhappy, I'm sad, I'm miserable, you go to EIP, then your brain does not create the sad chemical, the mad chemical, the upset chemical. And then you can buy yourself some time to create the feeling that you want to feel.
Yeah.
Maybe disappointment instead of anger. Maybe frustration instead of sadness. You have the ability to choose how you want to feel about any topic.
Yeah.
And once you start choosing how you want to feel about the things happening in your life, you'll have more power. You'll have more control over how you react to the things happening to you. I'm sure everybody's seen the meme is something like, it's not what happens in life, it's how you react to it. But no one tells you how to do that. You have to interrupt the training of how you react to things. We have the ability, that's probably why we're coaches, to look at any situation and find the growth in it, to find the benefit from it, because we've trained ourselves to see life that way.
Yeah.
And we get disappointed too. Things don't always work out for us. They don't go exactly how we planned, but we know how to pivot. We know how to go, okay, EIP, let's figure out what our next move is going to be, or how we're going to change this, or how we're going to react to this. And EIP is just a great pattern interrupt.
And and sometimes the disappointment is so great that you can't just get out of it and go EIP.
Yeah.
And that's when we're like, okay, you know what? I'm just so riled up right now. I'm going to be in this energy. I'm going to allow myself to be here for the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And I'm going to just immerse myself in it and get everything I need out of it. And then after 5 or 10 minutes, it's like, okay, done with that. I experienced the contrast. Now, EIP.
Yeah.
Accept it, embrace it, move on.
Yeah.
And so you can't always easily get out of it, but that's one of the processes you can use, and also with EIP, over our years of coaching, because we've coached so many people and even in our personal life, we've seen this play out so many times. So to us, it's like, this is truth.
Right.
It's from our perspective because we've seen it.
It's our lived experience. Yes.
And we're always asking for things. And we're always striving to get to greater levels, higher levels. We're on one level and we're always striving to get to higher levels in relationships and dating, financially, health, you name it. How are we going to get there? To go there, you got to grow there. That level ain't going to come to you. You have to go to it. To go there, you have to grow there. So with EIP, I've learned that when things don't work out or you experience an unwanted result, that is really there not to punish you, but to show you where there's room to grow.
Yeah.
Like you need to improve on this. You need to improve on that. Or you need to change your perspective on this. And so it's giving you an opportunity to grow there. Now, you can accept that opportunity or you can fight against it.
Yep.
That's your choice. But if you want success and growth and fulfillment, then the key is to accept that invitation to grow. And to go, you know what? This is going to help me to get to where I want to get to be better at what I need to be better at. So universe, throw whatever you need to throw at me. I'll take it and embrace it. And at the end, you'll find that 9 times out of 10, that thing happened for a reason and a reason that you're going to be grateful for.
Yeah, no, 100%. And even if you can't get yourself out of it, even that is EIP. That means you are supposed to be in it. I have this experience a lot. I'm extremely intuitive, very connected to spirit.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, baby. And sometimes I'll think of someone and I'll know they're going through something and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to call them or I'm going to text them to help them. And my spirit will be like, nope, leave them alone. Leave them alone. They need to go through that. Don't interrupt. Don't intervene. So sometimes we need to go through the challenges that we're going through and we're not supposed to shift our thinking because it's in that discomfort, it's in that pain that we're having realizations. We're recognizing what we want. We're growing. And so if you try to use EIP and it doesn't work for you, that's okay. That just means you are not supposed to get yourself out of it yet. There's more for you in it and you need to process it. And sometimes we just need to process through things before we can move ourselves to a more positive place.
Yeah. And for a lot of times also, because that's not the normal way for most people to think.
Yeah.
And you've been programmed to think the opposite way for so long. And when something happens, quote unquote bad, to focus on it, to talk about it, to stay immersed in it, and to hold on to it, and to take it throughout the rest of your life and put it in your suitcase and baggage and carry it all up and collect more along the way. No, you have that option, but we choose not to do it that way. And many people choose not to do it that way. So EIP helps. And in every situation, I don't care what it is, every single experience that you can have, whether it's drinking a cup of water, going to the bathroom, driving the car, no matter what it is, in every situation, it's like there are nutrients in it. Like there's the good in it and there's the bad. There's that duality.
Yeah.
There's hot, there's cold, there's good, there's bad, there's happiness, there's sadness. And so in each experience, whatever part of it you focus on, because it's all there, that's what you're going to get. The only difference between a cursed person and a blessed person is that they could look at the same experience, but the cursed person will see the curse in that experience, and the blessed person will see the blessings in that experience. And that's the only difference. They're looking at the same exact thing. And so when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, if you choose to.
We've been talking about EIP from, kind of the negative perspective, but there's also perfection in EIP.
Definitely.
So you can use EIP when things are going well for you. One of the things I notice about people, and again, it's programming, we do not celebrate our wins. We do not share good things that are happening. And when good things happen to us, we go into imposter syndrome. I don't know if I deserve this. And maybe this is not, good for me. I'm not going to take this job, or maybe I'll fail, or maybe things won't work out for me. So when you attract something that you want and something great and good things in your life, you use EIP for that too. Everything is perfect. Look, things are working out for me. Even when things are good, you have to celebrate them and notice them. And a lot of times people don't even know how to receive the good things going on in their life. They do this thing, people will say to us all the time, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? Like that's a saying. What that means is, everything is good, but I'm getting ready for the bad to happen.
I'm eagerly anticipating something bad is going to happen. And guess what? Something bad will happen. You will attract it.
Yeah. And the other thing that's important about really using EIP to celebrate is the more we focus on something, we've all heard where focus goes, energy flows. The more you focus on the good things, you'll be able to see more of the good things in your life. Like EIP, everything is working out for me. I always have what I need. I always make good decisions. Like there are all these thoughts that you could have about yourself that shift your energy into a place that helps you to really receive all of the abundance the universe is always trying to give you, whether you're receiving it or not, and to really celebrate that and amplify that so that your energy is attracting more of it. But it's sometimes really hard for people to really receive all of the good things. The client I was talking about yesterday that texted me, everything always goes bad for me. 3 days earlier, she got her dream job and making more money than she's ever made before. But then she got a bill that was unexpected. And all of a sudden, everything's bad. Why is that? Because her mind is trained to really hyper focus on the things that are bad and not to celebrate the things that are good. And so when she got that great job, she was happy for a minute, but went right back to something's wrong, something's bad, something bad is going to happen. So she's doing thought management coaching where she's learning to manage those thoughts, and EIP is a big part of that.
I agree. EIP helps you keep it moving, keep it pushing. Once again, when I look back at our life, over and over and over again, just tons of examples, millions of examples of EIP. And even us meeting each other. For those of you guys that know our story, that night we met at the club for the first time 30 plus years ago. Neither one of us were originally going to go out. I was going to stay home, but my spirit was like, go out, go to a club. And it was like, my spirit's telling me to go, but I don't really feel like going. Okay, spirit, I'm going to go to this one club. I don't know why you're sending me to this club. And I got to the first club and it was dead. And the bouncer was like, yeah, it's dead. But there was this bad chick named Melanie that came in there. And I was like, what? Who? What?
Why?
What?
Why are you telling me?
Why are you telling me this? And so anyway, I left. And then I was almost home and my spirit said, hit that last club right by your house. And it was like, oh, okay, spirit, I hear you, I'll go. And when I went to that club, guess who was there? This bad chick named Melanie.
Me.
And we hit it off. And here we are 30 plus years later.
Right.
And so that was an example of a great EIP.
Yeah.
It wasn't an accident that I went to that first club. It wasn't an accident that I went to the second club. It was perfection. It was destined. I truly believe that because it was a part of that dream and my vision and something that I wanted to magnetize and manifest very, very strongly.
Well, hey, at least you got a positive nudging from spirit. I got stood up on a date. I got rejected.
Right.
I got left at the spot. And that's what made me end up going out by myself and going to that club. Because I was like, I'm not going to EIP. I'm not going to sit at home and cry about being stood up on a date. I'm going to go have a good time. I'm already dressed. I feel good. I look good. I'm going out. So that was me kind of using EIP.
You accepted what it is. You didn't push against it.
This is just what it is.
You didn't stay fixated on it.
Yeah.
It was an unwanted, something that some people would call a bad thing happened to you.
Yeah, bad thing happened.
Right. But if you would have bought into that, you probably wouldn't have went out.
I would have sat home, called all my girls. You know what he did? I can't believe he did this to me. And la, 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 la.
I'd have been at the club like an idiot by myself looking for this bad chick named Melanie who wasn't even there. So it's EIP. Yeah.
So in every situation, try to use EIP. And I just want to add to relationships. If you're married and you fight, your fighting is EIP. Yeah. You are supposed to be fighting. Just fight to grow, not to win and to hurt each other.
And if
fight to learn about each other and figure out what you want and how to get on the same page and how to help each other overcome whatever you need to overcome instead of vilifying each other, which is what you do when you don't see it as EIP. You see it as something's wrong and someone's bad and this shouldn't be happening. No, it's going to happen. There's no relationship on this planet where people don't fight. Like that's just normal. We're different.
And even if you're dating, those dates that didn't work out, that's EIP too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the universe leading you to something that's going to be a better fit for you or leading you to an experience or lesson you're supposed to learn or take away.
Yeah.
Or even the dates that go bad, you're supposed to learn and grow from that date that went bad.
Yeah.
But it's always EIP.
Always EIP.
That's how EIP can work for you guys. Now, do you guys have to use EIP? No. But we highly recommend you at least try it. It can definitely make your life easier.
Yes. So EIP, remember, is a way to manage your thoughts, manage your energy, and get yourself focused on what you do want. If something goes bad, something goes wrong, it is an opportunity to ask yourself, what do I want instead? And then figure out how to move in that direction.
That's right. So if you live by EIP, your life can be PIE.
You're so corny.
Put that together. Flip the script. Okay. So if you guys haven't had a chance yet to get a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, make sure you pick up a copy today, available at Amazon.com. If you guys are interested in coaching with us, you can check us out at theamazingclarks.com, and we'll get right back at you. And if you're interested in becoming a life coach or just learning some skills to life coach yourself, check out our life coach training and certification course at the Law of Attraction Life Coach Academy.
And make sure you're connecting with us on IG, TikTok, or YouTube. And remember, to go there, you got to grow there.
There you go, people. We gave it to you. Now what you going to do with it?
Love the Amazing Clarks.